broadcast. Later they said it was not a mistake. And Master heard that. There's a Velushisha. There's a Meshuganas. They said it was a big impact on them. It was a test, a radio test. Testing 1, 2, 3. He found the final solution. He's going to begin bombing. Reagan. He was testing the mic on his radio.
I know. No, the other way.
Didn't know it was live broadcast.
What do you want me to see?
Nothing. It's recording.
Right.
So what happened? I'm recording. Go on to the viewer.
Working?
Now it's working.
Okay, again.
It could be viewing. You're recording or you're viewing. You're seeing it because I'm recording.
Maybe the 3G boosted it. Maybe that's
So what, am I supposed to hold this now all day? No?
Erst gesagt, dass du gestern auflegen.
I tried, but it doesn't work.
3G boosted. Okay, I'm viewing you 1 second.
No. He's seeing my.
You're seeing his broadcast.
Oh.
You both can broadcast. So what's going on? Who's using this?
What?
Oh,
Can you both broadcast?
There are two broadcasters, no
Turn
viewers.
it off whenever you want. They have to do it.
No, I have no problem. Whatever works. Let's just move it already.
By me came out no topic that is to you. It always was. All the other issues we always had was the life insurance.
1 second.
Oh.
There are boosters you can buy.
No, bring a cable from there to here.
We
That's
spoke about
it.
everything. But ton of in guitar.
So what are we doing?
Good.
The gate and the head
Simon,
down?
you're on. You can bomb.
Okay.
Yeah? You want to record it anyway for the encoder?
Yeah, because this is not good quality.
Okay?
Hold on. You can say I want to do that.
So let's go. Come on, it's already.
8:30.
Okay.
Get it. Definitely. Now you have to learn for 2 hours.
And this is not going to go till 10:30. This is coming with me.
So you leave it pick up later, no?
How's everything?
Let's go, it's Simon.
I read another chapter. I read it already, but I'm going through a few things.
That's how it.
Name.
The only thing you need to do every single day that absolutely no one else can do for you is that.
What you call it? Tell me what you call it. What you would call it? Race test.
Ayin Beis.
The only thing you
Oh, Sreish Test.
can't delegate to somebody else. This is Ayin Beis
Give it a name right now?
The only thing you cannot delegate. Everything else
Second
you
word,
come out of
E-I-S.
What can you delegate?
can't delegate is
One
your
more
davening.
word. 209.
That's your no. Ayin Beis is garnished.
Can I
Yeah.
change his name later?
That's something
Just tell me
that
this
is
one.
your most
Why?
strategic. That is your
Second.
This is just recorded, right?
top CEO work that no one else can do.
Same time.
Where?
Nobody's looking at us.
Okay.
5 in crowd means probably the 5 subscribers, not 5 viewers.
No, the 5 people who used to work and the person fits in.
Double yes or no? Can we go?
Second, it's just leaving it. Takes a minute. One of them is
Here it says one viewer.
Right, it's to say that 5 in crowd and 1 viewer. What's the shot?
You never know who's watching. That's the shot.
Don't touch the table because it's going to fall.
Don't talk too hard.
Don't sneeze.
Look, sir, game. Start. Bomb.
Start.
Okay. I'm all nervous now. Okay, we begin bombing in 5. And we begin bombing now.
It was Grenada, where was
again.
it? It was Grenada, where was
No, it was Moscow.
it? Moscow.
Iraq. Soviet Union, the problem with the Soviet Union, regular. We'll talk about it later. Okay. Let's sum up my health. So, you're up to today's test, right? So here's my review. I looked into a bissel. So we're dealing with connections, right? And the Rebbe Rashab is looking for the elusive mamutza that connects Ein Sof, that's higher than all Hagbolas and Hagbola, Svidus. That's the compelling issue here. So Kesser was not good enough, just Kesser to be Mamutza, because Atik always remains higher than is Tachtena Sheba Matzil, so it's always connected to the Matzil, which is the source. We use the word source. And Arich is always Reisham Netzalim, so it's always connected to the Netzalim, to the emanations. Remember, we're dealing here the Mutza between the Mailat and Sfidus and the Sfidus of Atzilus. We're not dealing with Bria now. We're not dealing with physical Yesh. We're dealing with Gvul, basically.
We're not even dealing with Ruchnis Diki, we're dealing with Elikus.
And of course, the tzir in Sfiris, yeah. So the resolution is Chachmas Tema. So Chachmas Tema, which is Chachma of Arich, just for the record. Chachmas Tema is the Mamutza, because Chachmas Tema does travel both ways. Atik always is Atik. Arich is always that. Chachmas Tema has two tchunas. One part of it is connects to Atik, which is called Tainug and Keches HaNefesh, as we'll mention in a moment. And another part of it is connected to Arich and therefore to the Netzalim. So analyzing Chachmas Tema, the Rebbe Rashab goes into the analysis of Chachma B'chlal. Chachma has two tchunas, the Hafla and the Yerida. Chachma is able to travel into a very abstract place that's higher than Helam Achat Helam, the very, very core of an issue. And on the other hand, Chachma brings it down. It's Hasagah. It's, after all, an understanding. It's not Bina yet, but it's the beginnings of a structure.
It applies to all levels of Chachma too, right?
Yeah. So Chachma has these two. Now it goes back to Chachmas Tema, also has these two. Obviously in a more subtle way, but the same idea. And how does it work in the Keches? So he spoke that Chachma connects to the Tainug of Atik much deeper than Rotzen does. So Rotzen is Arich. Rotzen is the Golgalta, is the skull. So it only takes the Chetzenius and the Makif of Atik. Chetzenius Atik. But Tainug, as he said, the mashal that he gave, that the powerful mashal with the house, building a home, he said that Tainug hu ha-seichel. The whole seichel is rooted in the pleasure principle, so to speak, in Kedusha, which means that there would be no seichel if there wasn't a pleasure. Since a person has, let's say in the mashal, a person has a pleasure, he wants to have a home, but mainly sits down and figures out how you build a home, all the details. So Chachma really is just a manifestation of Atik. Primus Abba, Primus Atik. Okay, so that deals with the connection. So what we have so far, before the Sidus, which we'll get to now, is we figure he has at least the connection of Chachmas Tema is this bridge. We got that. But now we got another problem. Okay, Chachmas Tema, he understands the bridge to Atik. That part is easy. But how do we get to Chachma Geluya? Chachma Geluya is the kasha that he asked in the last Maimer, is too distant from this. Forget, if Chachmas Tema has such powerful Tainug, then Ein Chanami, it's not Atik, but it's too far from Chachma Geluya. So how does the Chachma, so we need to have now the wires that connect from Chachmas Tema to Chachma Geluya. That's where he's up to now. So you see how it's like he's dissecting literally every part of the bridge. Like if you had to make an image, the image would be, okay, Atik we know is the Tachtena Shabbamayt, it's clear. Arich is Zeshan Etzal. Chachmas Tema is the bridge between the two. But now, how does Chachmas Tema get into Chachma Geluya of Atzilus, which is the first sphere of Atzilus? Remember, Chachmas Tema is still Chachma in the unconscious. So here is the introduction of the Sidus. The new kind of Sidus. Sidus is like wires, actually. Very thin wires, strands of hair. Think of it Poshet Begashmis. The Sidus are, by us it's just hair. But in Ruchni, Sidus is a reflection of a very Tzimtzum Dike Hashpah. So, just to use an example, if you didn't have wires, you couldn't have electricity in your house. Because just to connect a generator that has electricity would be too powerful. The electricity has to be in some way, like he calls it a dilug, has to in some way be constricted. And it comes through narrow wires into a situation where it can, like for example, if suddenly you had a surge of electricity, it would blow out all the electricity. So the wires both transmit and also conceal. I gave the example then, which was not recorded, that's why I'm repeating it. Remember the thing where the guy wrote about LSD? I don't know, $5 but the idea is that Dr. Hoffman, Albert Hoffman, who discovered that chemical, so he discovered was like that. Think of it like a faucet. There's a reservoir of water, and you have a faucet that allows the water to come in drop by drop by drop. If the faucet breaks, the surge of water would completely. We wouldn't be able to take a cup of water. So the faucet is like the Sidus in the sense, where it allows a lot of power to come in, seep in. So that's the way he's explaining how Chachmas Tema goes into Chachma Geluya. Think of it like this: that the unconscious, if it opened up, the channels of the unconscious didn't have chemicals that limited it in the flow, we'd go crazy. Basically, a genius is a very thin line between a genius and a mad person. Because think of a second, a genius has what's the word for it? Nevi'as HaMeichin. The Rebbe, who was it? The Mittler Rebbe, the Maggid, like the Shah Stil. Because for example, Nevi had to quiet it down. So imagine what stops a Nevi'as HaMeichin by a genius from not making him go crazy. He's got so much coming through. The truth is, there are people in insane asylums that are brilliant. They don't have the thing that stops. Psychologists today say it's chemicals that create compartments. Like for example, what stops a person has a terrible tragedy? How is it that 5 years later they can survive? Because they forget. That means the memory weakened, but they can go back there. But imagine somebody was able to remember exactly the moment as it happened. They'd never be able to survive. So it's healthy. Basically, sanity essentially is limited awareness, if you want to put it that way. Real sanity means, because if you were completely aware all the time, you would go crazy.
Post-traumatic stress.
Yes, yes. But you're explaining a classical channel.
So let me just finish.
Sidus is a different type of channel. It's a strange, unusual type of channel.
Let's not use the word sidus for a moment. Sidus basically are narrow strands. It says sidus is Moshe Moichin. The Moichin goes in. So sidus, I'm giving an example of wires. It's just a muscle, my own muscle.
Yeah, but the muscle you're giving explains that you give the impression of a regular standard sinner of in
why are wires a regular standard sinner? They're a sinner. What's the difference in regular standard and not regular standard? Where do you get the
in other words, in Chassidism, we're going to always
the problem is
from one bodega to another.
Hold on.
It's not through sidus, and it's like wires.
But maybe
Who says it's like wires?
Maybe Cyrus is just a muscle.
No. 1 second.
Cyrus a muscle?
Yeah, but Cyrus is a muscle that we can understand too. Cyrus and Ruchnius. Let's just make something clear. First of all, wires itself, they can be thick wires, and they can be narrow wires. It's just a muscle is only a muscle. The point I'm trying to make is it's not a flow. Like when I pour a seltzer